Yes, yes, yes. It's another one. It's Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. And today, we come to you with news of the offer which Luis Ortiz declined. Now, we've all been wondering just how much he was offered. What constituted a low ball offer to Ortiz? We've been wondering how much it was. Well, now we know, courtesy of BoxingScene.com. Luis Ortiz turned down $5 million that was offered to him by Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, and DAZN. And more than that, he asked for double that figure. He wanted $10 million. So, let's get into it. Luis Ortiz's handlers apparently want the absolute least. At the absolute least, they want what Dan's offered Jarrell Miller. Now that figure is reputed to be in the region of 6.5 million to 8 million. That's what they stated. So let's get into it. Let's chop it up. Been through this a few times now. Let's just get to the meat and potatoes of the matter and the shifting sands of Luis Ortiz's demands. Right. Originally, Luis Ortiz said he will take whatever to fight Anthony Joshua at Madison Square Gardens, June the 1st. He will take whatever. That was his original stance. Then, once it was known that Jarrell Miller had tested dirty for several PEDs, Luis Ortiz's stance changed. He changed his position. Now he was saying, well, I'll take whatever you offered Miller. Whatever was offered for Miller, that's what I want. That was his second position. Now we find out his latest position has changed yet again. Now he's saying he wants more than what was offered to Miller. A good 3.5 million more, at least 2 million more. Now, the position is split. The opinions of people are split. I was just discussing this matter in my live chat. I'll leave the link to the live chat at the end of this video. Now, there's two positions. One is, the position I hold is that Miller shouldn't get what was offered to Miller. No, Ortiz shouldn't get what was offered to Miller on the basis that as trashy as Miller was, as crude and rude, and just downright obnoxious as Miller was, he sold the fight. He made people want to see him get his head knocked off. Miller sold the fight. He's gone by the wayside with his positive drug test now, and in comes, potentially, Ortiz. But Ortiz has never sold a fight in his life. He barely speaks English. He sits down at the press conference like a stuffed pigeon, while his manager, Jay Jimenez, or however you pronounce it, gives translations that go on for 5 minutes when Ortiz only said like 2 words, and he expands that into a 5-minute response. So clearly, Jay Jimenez is speaking from his own self. He's not interpreting nothing. He's just saying what he wants to say. So Miller never sold a fight. Now, you have to accept that a certain percentage of what Miller was offered and paid, or would have been paid, was down to his selling ability, his sale ability. Now you have to take those millions off, whatever percentage that was, you have to take that off the table as far as I'm concerned. You don't give your worst salesman the same money as your best salesman. So that salesmanship money, that comes off the table. So that's 6.5 or 8, the most optimistic. That 6.5 million goes down to 5 million. That's more than reasonable. I thought they would have been offered somewhere in the region of 3 million, 3.5 million. But no, he got offered 5 million. And he's quibbling about that. He says he wants that money doubled. So, what the hell is going on? There's 3 possibilities. 3 main possibilities that I see here. Or 4. Well, 3. The first one, has he got peds in his system? And he's just seeing how much he can ramp up the figure until he says no? Is that the case? So he's going to say no. He just wants to see how far he can push these people. How much they would offer him. So that's option 1. He's got peds in his system. He's not going to say yes. Option 2, Heyman orders. Heyman, the leader of PBC, Premier Boxing Champions, he goes under the title of advisor, when in actual fact, he is the head honcho. I've got a video where Andy Ruiz, the guy who might step in if Ortiz says no. I've got a video where Andy Ruiz refers to Al Heyman as the boss, the big boss. Yeah? Anybody ever watched Enter the Dragon? Yeah. Al Heyman, the big boss. That's option 2. Option 1, peds. Option 2, Heyman's orders. Because he doesn't want his guys fighting on the zone. That's Heyman's orders. 3, option 3, the man is shook. Ortiz is shook of Anthony Joshua. And despite his previous utterances, doesn't want to step in there with him. Those are the 3 options. Which one do I give him the most weight to? I think it's option 2, Heyman's orders. Remember Heyman, he's the big boss. If the boss says no, then it's no. I wish these PBC guys, Premier Boxing Champions, I wish these PBC guys wouldn't love to mess the boxing consumer around so much. If it's no, just say no. Stop skirting around and dancing around the houses. It's ridiculous. You're not worth 10 million, my friend. That's my view. The opposite view says pay him what he wants. But no, I'm not down with that. I say keep negotiations open with multiple fighters and make Andy Ruiz a deal. Give him 4.5 million. If Andy Ruiz had got his just dessert, he would have had his hand raised at the end of the Parker fight. He would have been the WBO champion. But Parker was fighting in New Zealand. He was fighting on his home turf. And it is my opinion that Parker got a hometown decision. So Ruiz would have been the WBO champion. Ruiz would have been the one fighting Anthony Joshua at Wembley, not Parker. I think it's time that wrong is rectified and turned into a right. Give that fight to Andy Ruiz. He's got some of the fastest hands in the heavyweight division. He punches in volumes. And he's got that butterbean shape that the Americans love. He's got that butterbean shape. Come on, what's there not to love? Plus he's got that Mexican style, plus the salsa. What say you? This is Raphael Dawkins, Combat Radio. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. And watch out for the live shows every Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. UK time, till somewhere around 11. It's Raphael Dawkins, Combat Radio. And I'm out.